Hello friends, it's Becky here back with Bountifully Blessed. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I know that I am. And I've been in such a seasonal mood. It's kind of been terrible. Nothing else around my house is really getting done other than just enjoying the space that I have and cooking and baking and, you know, all the good stuff that comes along with hopefully an eventual homesteading style of living. So today, I have a couple of little things that we're going to do. We have a very nice set of different peppers that I have here. So I've been waiting. These were originally my jalapenos, but if any of you have seen my previous videos, unfortunately, most of them, one, they've come out really slowly, and two, they are not spicy. They have no heat to them. So I'm going to be turning these into some paprika. So we're going to show you how to do that. And then I have two different kinds of hot peppers that we've been growing. This one is just the variety of the hot salsa blends that we grew. I have yet to find that seed packet, which is so weird. I have every other seed that I've grown in my little organizer, but that one. So I have no idea what happened to it. So I still have no idea what kinds of hot peppers these are, but I know that they're going to make some really, really yummy red pepper flakes. And I know my husband's going to turn those into some hot stuff, most likely some hot sauce. Or as he recently made some crazy hot salsa with some of the most intense hot peppers that exist. So, you know, he's just a little extra crazy. It's fine. So I have a couple here that are just slightly blushing, just like very, very hint. So I'm going to set those ones aside that aren't fully red. I've got that one here that's still got green, but the majority of these should be ready to make some red pepper flakes. So that one's like just barely still dark, so I think I'll use that one. But I've been waiting a while to get enough to actually do this project because I really didn't want to just do like a couple of them. That just seemed kind of silly. So there's quite a few of them that are already drying, but because they're not actually fully dry, which would take a very long time just chilling on my counter, we are going to actually dehydrate these. And then same thing with my Satan's Kiss peppers. I have kind of an odd variety here. This one obviously is one of the newer ones. It still looks like a little cherry tomato. And then these ones have all been sitting around quite a bit longer, so they're quite a bit dry in comparison. Even though this is the smallest one, it's still dry, but it's still smushy. So they obviously all need to go into the dehydrator. So I'm extremely excited. Obviously, dealing with the hot peppers, those are going to be completely different level, but those are just going to turn into some red pepper flakes. In the past, my husband actually has just turned those red pepper flakes into a hot sauce and just let them soak and do their stuff. So that's kind of our goal today, is just we are going to prepare these peppers to be dehydrated. One thing that is super nice though, these hot peppers, since we're going to be keeping the seeds in them, because I don't have to take the seeds out to make paprika, or rather, I do need to take the seeds out. Sorry, I said that wrong. I do need to take the seeds out so that I can make the paprika. I don't want the seeds in these, but the hot ones, I can just dehydrate just like that. I can cut them open the way I want, or honestly just throw them on my dehydrator and call it good, which is probably honestly what I'll do. So I'm going to grab some gloves. I don't need them for the spice content, but I have learned over the years to at least have one glove on, because when you're taking the seeds out, I am very much a natural person. I use my nails for everything, just like using your teeth for things that you shouldn't. And so I will take the seeds and I end up using my entire thumbnail, and then I end up having red pepper residue that's just chilling underneath of my nail for who knows how long. So we're going to avoid that with a glove today. I don't need one on this hand, but I at least need one for my preparing hand. So we'll get started here. This is actually an extremely simple process. Same with like making your garlic powder and those sorts of things. Very, very simple. So I have my peppers here. None of these are hot. As you can see, some of them have been waiting a while, so they're nice and dry. But the seeds still need to be taken out regardless of what state they're at. So what I'm going to do, I've just got my little hairy knife here. I'm just going to cut off the tops of them. And then I've got all of those seeds in there. Now, since none of these came out hot, I am not going to save any of these seeds. It's pretty silly to do that because obviously jalapenos, I intended for them to be hot and they were not. So I am not going to waste my time saving any of the seeds from jalapenos that weren't hot. If I want a pepper that's not hot, I can grow lots of different varieties of peppers that are a lot bigger without the heat. So what I'm going to be doing is just removing all of the seeds from the skins, and that's it. I'm sure some of these are going to be a little bit easier than others. There may be a pretty clever process that I've just never thought of, but I want all the seeds out. So whatever the process is to get those out, if you know of any other smart way to do it, I highly encourage to share. Share your wisdom. So I'm just going to take all of the seeds out of these so that all of the flesh is completely de-seeded. Ta-da! And I've just got that bowl that I just had them in, so I'm just going to put them back in there. Now, obviously, if I was saving seeds, oh my word, I would be in seed heaven for this particular project. But I do not need to worry about the seeds in this case. I normally would save them if, you know, they followed the standard rules of jalapenos, but they didn't, so that is okay. We will live. Perfect. All right. So thankfully, I don't have a ton to go through. So I'm just going to remove all of the seeds from all of these, and then we'll be right back. Okay, friends, we are back here. And as you can see, I've just got this lovely hot mess of random seeds. But if you can imagine, if I was wanting to save seeds from those, look at that. It's just crazy. So since I'm not going to be saving any of these seeds, because they would be completely useless to me, so we are just going to toss all of this. And I'm very glad I used this glove because my hands are very sticky. I can feel it through the plastic. So we have all those de-seeded here. Look at how beautiful. It's not a ton, but it'll make a decent amount of paprika, which I'm very excited for. And then what I'm going to do is get the stems off of my hot peppers because we're going to be turning those into just some red pepper flakes, which is quite fun. So I'm not going to, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to leave them with the stems on because I think it's easier. I was going to just cut them, but I think I'm not going to do that. And the reason being is because with red pepper flakes, I'm not needing to ground them into something like I will this to turn it into a full powder. This type of pepper, I want to be a little bit more chunky with the seeds in it. And so if I leave the stems on them, what's kind of nice is I can literally just have them dry enough to where I can just crush them instead of taking all that extra time. Totally unnecessary. So since we've got that out of the way, this is just a very nice, simple process. The last time I made paprika, I made it with itty bitty peppers. And I tell you what, I'm glad that I did it because I didn't want the peppers to go to waste. But talk about a pain in the patootie. because trying to take seeds out of peppers that are itty bitty was just, oh my goodness. I would not wish that on anybody. So let's not do that. All right. So I'll move you guys right up here for a minute. Okay. I've got my dehydrator right here. If you haven't seen this before in my video for garlic powder, this is just a very cheap little dehydrator I got on Amazon. It's nothing very fancy. It's very basic. It's just a Presto dehydrator. Just kind of it was just a cute little cheap option. It is nice though because you can layer it. So I am going to do that exact thing. My husband actually used this for, oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. My husband actually used this for his mushrooms. That's what I'm thinking. He made some mushrooms that were delicious. So let's see, since these are whole and hot, I'm going to put these down here closer to the bottom because I know they're going to take longer to dehydrate. Because obviously we're talking about whole peppers here versus ones that have been split. Whoopsies. And obviously these ones are hot, so I'd rather them be on the bottom too. Because if any of that heat ends up dispersing, I don't want it to affect my paprika. All right, so I'm just gonna put all these nice hot peppers here. Piece of cake. Keep those on the lower setting here. And then I'm going to actually put the Satan's Kiss peppers on the second one. There's not a ton of them. So that's perfect. So I know where they're at. These guys probably won't take very long to dehydrate, especially since I've got quite a few that are already pretty dry. And then let's put our paprika ones right here. Oh my goodness, this is entertaining. There we go. And then these ones for paprika. Oops. Might help if I don't let them tilt. Come on. You got this. Okay. If you need to, you can line this with parchment paper. I did that when I did the really, really teeny tiny ones because I knew that they were going to fall through. But these ones are big enough. I'm not concerned about that. As long as I don't put them sideways, I'm doing good. There we go. See, and I keep putting them sideways and letting them fall. There we go. All right, we got this. So if you need to, you can put some parchment paper. I've done that in the past. Okay, pretty simple there. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn this bad boy on. I will just keep on checking on them because I don't have settings on this. It's just a plug and go kind of style. So you do need to keep an eye on them, obviously. But I just keep them on my counter right here, and I'm just going to keep a close eye on them. Keep an eye on them dehydrating, and it'll be that easy. And I'll keep checking on them here. And it's really that simple. So we'll be back when we are looking at actually doing our paprika and our red pepper flakes. So pretty simple. We'll be back. All right, friends. So we're back to make our paprika. If you haven't seen my previous video on making garlic powder, the process is very similar. What we're going to do is I've got this fabulous little, it's like a coffee grinder for like fresh coffee beans. You can use it for nuts. You can use it for all kinds of things, but I mainly like to use it for things like this. So what we're going to do is take our nice dried peppers, and you want them completely dry. Like they should not have anything but crunch to them. So I'm going to put all these in here. It's amazing how it seems like so much more until you actually dehydrate them. And then we're going to grind this into a powder. We're getting about there. I'm just going to grab a quick little spoon. I'm not getting a lot of loud noises around it, so I'm pretty sure that it's all ground up. Oh, it smells so good. It's so neat to me because usually when you get paprika in the store, like I still have some left here, it's very dark. Now, if you look carefully, you can see some like light orange hues in that, but all the stuff I make from home is very, very bright orange, which I just think is so pretty. Like it's like a next level of beauty. All right, we're gonna get this all scooped into our jar here. And this is just a tiny bit darker than the other ones I had. It's very fascinating to me how paprika is always really, really dark when you get it from the store. Anytime I make it at home, it's always this really pretty bright color. I don't know if it's just the type of peppers that are used or what, but it is very satisfying to say the least. All right. Beautiful. It's so satisfying. All right, to make sure I get all of that goodness. And it smells so good. Just smells so good. Like, fresh herbs in general are already amazing, but when I was always afraid to turn them into powder because I didn't think I was making full use of what I could do because they weren't, fresh per se, but they are. Like, these are fresh from my garden. Like, that's pretty amazing. All right. Now, that didn't make quite as much as I was hoping, but we've got some more homemade paprika. I cannot complain. It is beautiful and it'll go to use. And this is way more potent than this stuff from the store. Stuff from the store, like even the smell, it doesn't even smell close to the real deal. It's pretty incredible to me. Okay, next up. So we've got our paprika all made. I'll make sure that that gets nice and cleaned out. My little bit of a mess, we're all good at those. So I've got my Satan's Kiss peppers here all dried out that we're going to turn into some red pepper flakes. And I've got just a couple more here to add to this. And then we've got our other peppers. Pretty sure these should all be done. I did check, beforehand. Oops. As you can see, they're ready to do what I need them to do. All right. Look at all these beauties. It's so satisfying. All right. Well, I'm definitely going to need a bigger container to put these in. All right. This one will work. And this is from our hot salsa blend. So obviously, I don't exactly know what all the peppers are. All I know is that they're hot. And my hubby is hoping to make some kind of hot sauce slash salsa slash, I don't know. He just has fun with all the hot pepper stuff. I just try them so I know what they taste like. But at the end of the day, I'm not a crazy person. So, so what I'm going to do, I have some of my extra seasoning jars here that are not labeled. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make one, the Satan's Kiss peppers, and then one, we're going to do the other ones. Obviously, I would normally label them, but thankfully, because there's not as many of these and these are a lot smaller, these are obviously going to take up a lot less space. So I'm going to actually see, because they're round, I may actually need a little bit of a different process to try and break these up. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do those ones secondary because they're round and they're not quite as delicate to just crush. So these are very satisfying because I can just do that. Look at how nice that is. I didn't have to cut them or prepare them or anything. Although they are spicy, so I should probably still put on gloves. It's always when I don't put on gloves that I wish I did put on gloves. So just to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? And we're just going to crush these. I mean, it is so satisfying because we don't have to put them in the grinder because obviously we're making them into flakes. We're not making them into a powder. So I'm literally just crushing these in here. It is so satisfying. Oh my goodness. You can definitely tell which ones were dried more because they're a little bit harder to break apart. Oh my goodness. Because remember, we had a decent amount of them just kind of chilling on the counter, waiting for enough to actually do this project because we had such a weird season. It was like hot and then cooled down enough, but hot peppers they just take forever. And so I didn't have to wait until they were completely ripe. Obviously, I could wait until they're still just spicy but not completely red. But what's the fun in that? This is going to be a decent amount of red pepper flakes. I am curious at how I'm going to do the Satan's Kiss peppers, though. Man, you got to have some strong fingers for some of these. I'm getting a finger workout. That was the last thing I was expecting to deal with today. There we go. This is definitely going to be a fun, spicy project. I'm curious at what my husband is hoping to do with these. He's been having a blast with all things. We got some crazy hot peppers and he made some salsa. And he went crazy for it. And it was spicy. Like, I didn't even want to. I took a little taste because it's something he made. And obviously he does the same thing for me. But it was spicy. And he even thought that was spicy. So you can imagine how crazy I was. All right. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Oh man, some of these are just really hard to crush. There we go. What I should do is probably make a little section for the ones that were already sitting on the counter and were pretty dry, because you can tell when you go to crush them. All right. Now, obviously, you can just leave these. You don't have to crush them and turn them into a pepper flake if you don't want. You can just keep them dried for whatever you want. But since I know that he's going to be using them for something crazy, I figured I would just have them already prepped and ready to go for him. There we go. There's the one that broke on me. These ones I feel like are going to be hard. Yep. I think I'm going to have to get creative with the Satan's Kiss peppers because they're so tiny. And they're round. So I think I'm going to have to get pretty creative with those. Oh my heavens. Okay. My hands are going to be hurting for work tomorrow. Okay, last one. Oh my word, that one's really tiny. Whew. Okay. We did it, guys. We did it. That was a lot harder than I was expecting it on some of those. And we are just going to toss the tops. Obviously, I have no need for those. Oops. All right. And now those are all ready to be used for whatever crazy concoction my husband's going to come up with. Oops. I apparently have a stem in here. I don't know how I managed that and didn't notice it earlier, but glad I noticed it when I poured it in there. So he's going to have a blast with all of that. Oh my heavens. Whew. That'll burn your nostrils. All right, he's going to have a blast with that. All right, Satan's Kiss peppers. I think I'm probably going to need help of this. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to physically do this. So I'm going to pop these in here and give them a little bit of a coercing. See if that's doing anything. Okay, it is a little bit. Good. I'm going to have to, I should have probably cut off the tops, but that's okay. It's very satisfying, I'll give you that. So I'm just popping off the tops here, and this seems to be working pretty good. That one was already broken off. Okay, we're doing all right. It's a little weird, but we'll make it work. They look like little mini green pumpkins. Or little red pumpkins. I don't know why I said green. Okay. Let's give this a little bit of some more coercing. All right. Ooh. Okay, this is helping me break them apart. Woohoo. I think that just kind of helped them break apart just enough. Oh, fabulous. Well, now I know for next time. I was really worried about this. Yay! Look at us go, guys. And then that's allowing me to take that little top part with the green where the stem was at and make sure it comes out as well. All right, look at us. I'm so proud of us. Those are a little bit more challenging than I was expecting. All right. My nose is a little runny, as you can imagine. Whew. All that heat. See how much less that gave us of pepper flakes, but those are quite toasty, so those will be fun. I think I got another stem in that one. Which, I mean, I wish I could say I was surprised. I'm totally not surprised. Oh, I just saw it. I'll get it out. So there is our Satan's Kiss red pepper flakes and our miscellaneous hot pepper flakes. So we'll see what my husband does with those crazies. And my nose is running like a crazy person now. So I'll stick with the paprika and the non-spicy crazy things. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you found this enjoyable. I'm over here rubbing my nose like a crazy person. Thanks so much for watching. And I pray that you are bountifully blessed. Until next time.